Live from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 11, the latest in Operation Enduring Freedom.
We have a task of defending our country, and we must do that.
And we have big news for local military families. The USS Enterprise is heading home. We have breaking news out of Virginia Beach tonight. One person is in the hospital tonight after a house fire on Sand Bend Road. Now that's right in the Sandbridge area. We have a crew just moments away, and we'll have an update for you in just a few minutes. Well, bundle up. It's another chilly night. Freezing cold temperatures for some of you. Meteorologist Jim Lawrence is in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center with a quick look at the forecast. Jim?
Quite a spread of temperatures tonight, very dramatic. Let's have a look at the frost and freeze warnings across the area. And let me mention that in areas like Matthews and also down around Ahoskie and Isle of Wight County in Virginia and Surrey County, temps are already down around 30 degrees and in some cases anywhere from about 30 to 33. But here's the trend now. We do have freeze warnings in effect for all of interior Virginia. Frost warnings there on the eastern shore also that extends into northeastern North Carolina. I think Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and most of Portsmouth will be okay, but temps will be there in the upper 30s. We'll check the Super Doppler 10 forecast and talk more about the chilly temperatures coming up. Mindy.
All right, we'll see you then, Jim. And because of those dropping temperatures, many people are firing up their home heating systems for the first time this winter. If you're not careful, keeping warm can be dangerous. WAVY News 10's Richard Stewart has the do's and don'ts of home heating.
It could be a faulty furnace or household items left too close to a space heater. Inevitably, during the beginning of the cold season, someone's home will catch fire as a result of simply trying to keep warm.
We often see a rise in calls of, I smell something burning in my house, and you get there, well, I just turned my heat on for the first time this year. And
one potential culprit is auxiliary heaters. Whether it's gas-powered or a portable space heater, make sure there's no obstructions or combustible items nearby.
It's supposed to burn clean, blue flame. Anything like this, I would have it serviced. The byproducts of the fire have got to go somewhere, so they're going to go in your house.
If you heat your home using a gas furnace, there's no better precaution to take than having it checked on an annual basis. While you're at it, you may as well check the hot water heater as well.
Anything that is fuel-fired, you have the potential for carbon monoxide buildup in your home.
And what about the fireplace? Start by cleaning the flue. Never dump ashes in a plastic garbage can unless you first watered them down. It's better to use a steel container.
We've seen as old as three-day-old ashes that have caused a significant fire.
That was Richard Stewart reporting. Now here's one other tip. Never try to heat your home by turning on the oven and leaving it open. Gas escaping into the air could easily start a fire inside. Forestry officials are worried high winds will cause this brush fire in North Carolina to spread. 500 acres in the land of Currituck County are destroyed already. Firefighters have been fighting these flames since Thursday afternoon. Thick smoke is everywhere, but there haven't been any homes in danger. A Portsmouth man trying to help someone in need was killed before he got the chance. It happened just after 2 this morning on Interstate 464 near Poindexter Street. 28-year-old Jerome Blow stopped to help a motorist with car trouble. As he was waiting to cross the highway, he was hit by a car and killed.
That's one thing I raised them how to help other people. But Lord, no, this must have been his time to go in his way.
Michael Williams of Norfolk was driving the car that hit Blow. Police haven't filed any charges. More U.S. airstrikes against Afghanistan as the war against terrorism continues. WAVY News 10's military reporter Patty Colhane has the latest developments from the front lines next. And good news for many local military families tonight. The USS Enterprise is heading home. Details about the long-awaited homecoming next.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 11 with Mindy Lentz, Super Doppler 10 meteorologist Jim Lawrence, and Chris Reckling with sports.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Verizon Communications.
Customers are willing to drive past other dealerships to get to Freedom because of great customer service and customers talking about it in the marketplace.
Customers will drive past them because either they've had a previous experience, they've talked to someone who has had an experience with Freedom, and they want to see what it's all about.
People know what a Freedom dealership means. They've seen it, they've heard it, and they know what it's about. That's why people come to our store and pass other Lincoln stores or pass other Ford stores. That's why. There's a different feeling that's around our stores that's not anywhere else.
Times have changed. Leadership matters now. That's the issue with Mark Warner. He says he's a fiscal conservative, but he won't sign the no new tax pledge. He says he won't raise taxes, but admits his plan might. Warner says he's not a liberal, but he would allow abortions for underage minors without their parents' consent. We can't afford leaders who say one thing, then do another. Mark Earley, conservative, the right experience for our times.
Ford drives America. And right now, it's easier for America to drive Ford. Now, get 0% financing on 2001 and 2002 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. 0% financing can reduce your payment by up to $147 a month. That's over $5,200 in total finance savings. But hurry, 0% financing ends October 31st. Visit your neighborhood Ford store today.
Talent Your Side is there as America strikes back.
Here in the Middle East, there has been a lot of talk about civilian casualties.
Everywhere you look on the ship, there are signs of war.
I'm with my country. That's all that matters to me. That's what I'm trying to think about and focus on.
On board the USS Theodore Roosevelt, I'm Patty Culhane, WAVY News 10.
Troops and their families rely on the coverage we bring you every day. Stay with WAVY News 10, your local news leader, as America strikes back.
This is our classroom. It is where we learn, where we improve, where we succeed. It is our heritage, and this is our diploma. The Accord LX from Honda. Now lease a 2002 Accord LX for $239 a month for 39 months.
Tonight, the Defense Department is reminding us the war against terrorism will last a long time. Here are the latest developments, and America strikes back. U.S. jets continue to pound Afghanistan. The bombing started 3 weeks ago today. The Defense Department says there is the possibility that more ground troops will be sent into action. Health officials now confirm a New Jersey postal worker has the inhaled form of anthrax. The woman was originally just suspected of having the disease. Recovery efforts at the World Trade Center stopped today for only the second time since the attacks. Thousands of mourners gathered for an emotional memorial service at Ground Zero. Local sailors and aviators on board the USS Theodore Roosevelt continue to play a very big role in Operation Enduring Freedom. WAVY News 10's military reporter Patty Culhane is in the Middle East tonight with the very latest developments from the front lines.
The airstrikes continue for another night. For the second time in 1 week, a Red Cross warehouse was hit by U.S. bombs. Aid for refugees destroyed. Now a UN warehouse has also been bombed. Inside, supplies for removing landmines. 2 specially trained dogs were killed. No civilians were injured. Whether it was intentional or a mistaken target, I can tell you that when you ask people from the highest brass to sailors on the Theodore Roosevelt, there's definitely a sentiment that in war, mistakes will happen. The pilot's now focusing on hunting down targets in certain areas. That means they don't always have specific satellite coordinates. Instead, going into the area and searching from above. They'll tell you that it's a much more difficult kind of mission. In Bahrain, Patty Culhane, WAVY News 10.
And keep it tuned to WAVY News 10 for the very latest developments in the ongoing war against terrorism. Military reporter Patty Culhane will continue to let you know how local sailors are doing overseas. Big news tonight for local families with loved ones on board the Enterprise. The ship and its crew are heading home. The Navy says the crew will be back in Norfolk sometime between November 7th and November 12th, just in time for Thanksgiving. The Enterprise made its way through the Suez Canal today, going toward the Mediterranean Sea. Its jets and missiles, of course, have been involved in the airstrikes over Afghanistan. U.S. officials may be one step closer to ending the investigation into the bombing of the USS Cole. Pakistani police arrested a man in connection with the terrorist attacks and secretly turned him over to the U.S. without routine deportation or extradition. The 27-year-old is believed to be a member of Osama bin Laden's terror network. The man was studying microbiology in Yemen when the Cole was bombed there last October.
And I hope you're set for the cold weather tonight. Some of the coldest temperatures, especially in the outlying areas that we've seen so far this season. Is there any relief in sight? Stay tuned. We've got the Super Doppler 10 forecast for you coming up straight ahead.
If you caught a Friday Night Flights football at tonight's game, bring it in to Pizza Hut and get a free order of breadsticks with any pizza purchase.
Hard-hitting, tough as nails, four on the floor. Off-road, heavy loading, ready for more. Out on the town, come and go for a ride. Built Ford tough, it's Ford truck pride.
Built in Norfolk since 1948, F-150. Now, during truck season, get 0% financing on all F-Series trucks, including Ford's Super Duty. That's over $4,600 in total savings. Trucks built Ford tough are built right here. Visit your neighborhood Ford store today.
Losing in the race for Attorney General, Donald McEachin is desperately attacking Jerry Kilgore. But here are the facts. McEachin never once prosecuted a criminal case. He's on record wanting to stop the death penalty in Virginia.
McEachin supported parole for violent criminals, and he voted 3 times against a tougher bail law for drug dealers. Donald McEachin, wrong on the issues, wrong for Attorney General. No wonder he's running a negative campaign.
More people sleep on Hanes mattresses than any other.
But people still don't know we're Virginia's biggest mattress store.
Don't worry, now they will. Hanes will put on the biggest mattress sale any store's ever attempted.
Every King Coil, Sealy, Posturepedic, and Kingsdown at our deepest discounts in 103 years.
Handcrafted Kingsdown, a complete coil-on-coil pillow top system that was $1,700, now $899.
Plus free delivery and no interest till 2003.
The biggest mattress sale ever, the state's biggest mattress store.
Right now, at Hanes.
Another rollback saves the day by saving you even more. Walmart, always low prices, always.
The 260 horsepower Acura CL Type S.
Dominion Virginia Power is proud to sponsor Hampton Roads local weather station.
What good is beauty if it's only skin deep? The new Camry, reinvented so it's sleeker, faster, roomier, better. You're going to want one. See your local Toyota dealer.
We want to update you on that breaking news in Virginia Beach we told you about at the beginning of our newscast. One person is in the hospital tonight after a house fire on Sandbend Road. That's in the Sandbridge area. WAVY News 10's Richard Stewart is there now. Richard, what's going on out there?
Mindy, we're at the 3000 block of Sandbend Road. That's located in the Sandbridge section of Virginia Beach, where fire officials are saying a pretty bad fire took place around 9:45. The call came in. If you look behind me, you can see quite a number of units are responding at this hour. But right now, here's what we know. The blaze is under control at this hour. Unfortunately, we're not able to show you what the home looks like, but I walked down there earlier and it's completely collapsed. One person was injured. She suffered second and third degree burns over 30% of her body. She lived with her husband. He was not injured in the blaze. We're told that they had to literally jump out of the house into the water back there. It's called Back Bay. They jumped into the water. They were later rescued. She was transported by Nightingale to Centera Norfolk Hospital. We're not sure what kind of condition she's in right now, but the home appears to be completely destroyed. Fire officials tell me one of the reasons why the home was so badly destroyed is because there's a lot of older homes out here. They're very dry and brittle, and when the winds kick up, it's very difficult to save them. Once again, one person injured in the hospital. Fire officials probably won't know for days what caused this fire, Mindy.
Richard, you were just talking about the winds. Were there any other homes damaged, or do they have that fire out, so are there any more in danger?
Fortunately not. The homes are far enough apart so that the blaze didn't spread to any other homes, but the one home that was damaged is completely collapsed.
All right. Thank you for that live report, Richard. And, of course, WAVY News 10 will continue to keep you updated on this story as it develops. You can look for those tomorrow morning beginning at 5. Plans for a new school approach are underway in Hampton. This and tomorrow's headlines tonight from the Daily Press. Next month, Hampton's school board will vote on converting Cooper Elementary into an Achievable Dream School. Now, if approved, Cooper will become a magnet program for technology. It will use the Achievable Dream concept pioneered in Newport News.
It's going to be a combination of the old and the new. Old-fashioned values such as character education, perseverance, responsibility for our children, and the new technology is a means of getting across and bringing those SOLs alive.
Now, if approved, Cooper will accept applications from students citywide. The program could start with next year's kindergarten class.
No one takes you farther than the Super Doppler 10 radar network. Here's Jim Lawrence.
Well, it seems that the cold weather is getting an early start this year. Here we are at the end of October, but it's not unheard of to have this kind of weather. Let's take a look at the freeze and frost warnings across the area. Looks as though this is going to be a freeze warning for interior Virginia, some parts of Chesapeake, definitely most of the peninsula, and frost warnings on the eastern shore. Those of you with plants outside and also pets, be sure to bring them in tonight, especially if you live away from the metro area. Let's look at the, right now, the weather bug. By the way, if you haven't downloaded weather bug on your computer, all you have to do is go to WAVY.com, click under weather, and this is what it would look like if you lived in Surrey County. You'd be able to click on the icon in your tray, and you'd see the temperature there in Surrey right now is 33 degrees. That's right. All right, let's look at the currents out here. Right now, you'll notice that the temps in the metro are a little warmer, even though Newport News has 34. It's 49 right now in Norfolk. You can see the difference how the water makes. It's 46 in Virginia Beach and Oceana. 44 was the official low at Norfolk. High today, 51, and right now the humidity through the area is at 48. Dew point 30, winds northeast at 14, and the barometer 30, 53 inches, and it's rising. Boy, that is high for the barometer. Nothing on the Super Doppler 10 radar across the area. Those of you getting up in the early morning sky, let me show you something. We've had calls about this. People keep telling me they see this bright object in the morning sky. It's actually a conjunction between the planet Mercury and the planet Venus, which is kind of semi-rare, and you can see it before the sunrise. In other words, the sun has not come up over the horizon, but you'll see this very bright object. It looks as though it is one object, and really what it is the planets of Venus and Mercury. So if you're up in the early morning cold, be sure to take a look there. It's an impressive display in the early morning sky. You can see the sunset tonight, beautiful by any standard, and also the beautiful colors right here at sunset as we approach twilight. And anytime you see a sky like this, it's a pretty good bet that we have high pressure and big high pressure, which is really clearing out the skies. Things are quiet in the tropics. One area of disturbed weather here just to the northeast of Nicaragua could turn into something, perhaps maybe say in the coming days. We'll know, say maybe in about the next 3 or 4 days. We had a plume of clouds come down the Chesapeake Bay today. What it is cold air flowing over warm water. That's what actually brought us the clouds in Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies across the area. It looks as though a good bet tomorrow. Notice the 30s nosing down the east coast, 40s right here in the immediate Hampton Roads area, 40s out here to the west. This is where the warm air is. It'll take a while for some of that warm air to work its way eastward. In the meantime, cold air with this big dome of Canadian air hanging tough in the eastern part of the country, and a second cold front could approach us, say, sometime Tuesday or Wednesday and bring us a few clouds, but it looks as though we'll get into kind of a slow warm-up the next couple of days. Here, the Weather Watcher temps, you can see that 49 in Norfolk and 34 up at Pat Henry, and further out, 36 on the eastern shore, 30 here from Pam in Gloucester. So tonight, mostly clear skies, about 33 Elizabeth City, 29 as you move out toward Murfreesboro, 28 in Franklin, 27 at Denbigh, about 34 here on the eastern shore. We'll see mostly sunny skies tomorrow, about 60 up at out at Edenton, 62 in Wakefield, 58 in Percoson, about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow than what it was today. Here's our 3-day forecast, and notice no more highs of about 52 coming up for the next couple of days. And in the 7-day forecast, not bad for the first part of November, temps by Thursday and Friday up in the 70s again, and it looks as though that trend will continue right on through the weekend. So it looks pretty good, Mindy.
No complaints. Glad to see those temperatures back on the rise a little bit. All right, thanks, Jim. Well, the Washington Redskins look for their second straight win against the Giants, and NASCAR gets hot and heavy in the desert. Also, Game 2 highlights from the World Series. The Rec has all the action next in sports.
A unique 5-door design. Formula One style E-Shift. Introducing the IS300 Sport Cross from Lexus. Totally unexpected. At Charles Barker's Lexus, Virginia Beach.
I am a busy one. I have 3 children and I'm married, so my time's limited. I'm a teacher and I sing with a big band. Walmart Supercenter is the place to go. I can get all my groceries, fresh produce. The meat department's great. Walmart Supercenter guarantees freshness, and that's a plus. My girls and I go up and down every aisle. We go to the electronics. We have a blast here. It's very convenient because it's a one-stop shop, and that means a lot to me because my time's valuable. I'm going to get the best prices, the best quality. Everything that I want is in this one store. I have fun here. It's just like being a kid again.
Complete radar coverage. No one takes you farther than the Super Doppler 10 radar network.
What I'm about to propose to you is both highly lucrative and highly dangerous.
You want to knock over a casino?
150 million without breaking a sweat.
Smash and grab job, huh?
Slightly more complicated than that.
Oh, yeah.
He'll kill you, and then he'll go to work on you.
Scared? You suicidal?
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
Check the batteries.
Ocean's 11, rated PG-13, starts Friday, December 7th.
It's tough not having a car. With immediate claim service, Geico gets you back on the road fast. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Lotto South is right here on WAVY TV 10.
Nice car. What is it?
Oh, it's my new Kia Optima.
Should have got a Toyota Camry. I got leather seats.
Me too.
Yeah, moonroof.
Yeah.
V6 engine?
With Sportmatic transmission.
5-year warranty.
Oh, no.
Ha!
10-year. And I got $2,000 cash back, which means I paid $7 grand less than you.
Visit your Hampton Roads Kia dealers through October 31st.
Dual front seat mounted side airbags?
Got it!
Well, Game 3 of the World Series will be played in New York, and the Yankees could use all the help they can get if they hope to repeat as world champions. Game 2 tonight in Arizona. Yankees facing Randy Johnson, and he was on. Bernie Williams, sit down. Jorge Posada, nada. 11 strikeouts for the big unit. Move to the 7th. 2 on for Matt Williams. Andy Pettit serves up the meatball. Kiss it goodbye. Matty was 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. His wife was stoked. 4 runs is like 20 when the big unit's on the mound. In trouble in the 8th, Luis Sojo hits into a double play. A complete game, 3-hit shutout for Randy Johnson. Arizona wins 4-0 to take a 2-0 lead over the Yankees in the best of 7 series. The Washington Redskins used big plays to get past the New York Giants, and just like that, the Skins go from the laughingstock of the league to, yes, call me crazy, a serious threat to win the NFC East. Only because the rest of the division is so bad. Check out the Giants' second play from scrimmage, a fumble. Skins wasted little time cashing in. 3 plays later, Tony Banks to Rod Gardner. 7-0 Redskins, and how's this for a great story? The Redskins signed punt returner Eric Metcalf this week. He's been out of football for 2 years. His father, Terry, played for the Redskins. And check out Eric Metcalf's first punt return as a Redskin. It goes 89 yards for the score, and the Redskins lead 14-0. How's that for a debut? This game is tied at 14. Second half action. Skins use a little trickery. Banks to Darius Thompson. He pulls up and finds Kevin Lockett all alone in the end zone. Is this Marty Schottenheimer's offense we're watching? Now to the 4th, Skins up by 6. Banks airs it out to Michael Westbrook. He beats the most overrated player in the league, Jason Sehorn. Redskins make very few mistakes and get big plays from everyone to win their second straight. 35-21 was the final. Looks like Marty's system is finally working.
You know, and you can't take that many people and put them into a situation and then expect it just because you say it that they'll be able to do it. Because part of the problem we experienced was this. We're thinking instead of acting, and there's the anxiety of not being sure where the other guy's going to be, but that's part of building anything. It takes time.
Upset of the day was turned in by the New Orleans Saints on the road at St. Louis. The Saints fell behind by 18 points. Razzle-dazzle. Azakim to Isaac Bruce. Rams look like the Redskins. A great game today by Aaron Brooks from Newport News. Brooks threw for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Rams turned the ball over 8 times. John Carney's 27-yard field goal with 1 second on the clock made the difference. The Saints hand the Rams their first loss of the season. 34-21 was the final. The Saints did something right at halftime.
And on offensive coordinator Mike McCarthy, pretty fired up because we were doing some things as far as moving the ball, but we wasn't getting enough points on the board. So, we just wanted to come out here in the second half and put some points on the board and be back in the game.
Well, the end is near, race fans. After today, there are just 4 races left in the Winston Cup season. It's almost safe to say that Jeff Gordon has wrapped up the points championship, but it's not a done deal. Today, racing in the desert in Arizona, and man, was it hot. So hot that it took its toll on the tires. Hot brakes and hot track. Bad for tires, bad for leaders today. Rusty Wallace was dominating until he blew his right front tire. Then pole sitter Casey Atwood would lose the lead when his tire went down. 8 different teams suffered right front blowouts. Another caution flag would fly when Robert Presley hit the wall in turn 2. Now you're riding with Kevin Harvick. Up ahead, Casey Atwood gets turned around. Nice driving by Harvick. Virginian Jeff Burton took over the lead from Mike Wallace on lap 279. He would go on to win his 2nd straight in Arizona. Burton's first win since Charlotte in May. Great run today by Mike Wallace. Ricky Rudd finished 3rd. The rest of the top 10-point leader, Jeff Gordon, finished 6th. Here's your winner, Jeff Burton.
Just real proud of my guys. This is a perfect example of what our team's all about. We've been knocked down all year, but we've never quit, and we just believe in ourselves, and we just keep working. We're just a microcosm of what America's all about.
Next weekend, the circuit moves to Rockingham. Redskins win.
I know, yay! I'll tell you what, that's great. Glad to see him back on the upswing. Weather on the upswing?
Yes, I tell you this, on the downswing tonight. Freeze warnings for interior Virginia, northeastern North Carolina. I think we'll be in pretty good shape in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Norfolk. Temperatures near freezing. Let's have a look at the express forecast tomorrow. We should see about 44 in the morning and about 59 for a high. We'll see mostly sunny skies, it looks like, with a few clouds by afternoon.
Okay, not a bad day at all. We'll stay warm tonight. That wraps things up for us. We'll see everyone back here tomorrow. Good night.
If you have a comment about this edition of WAVY News 10, visit our website at wavy.com. At WAVY News 10, we want to hear from you because we're on your side. Live from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Good evening to you. I'm Mindy Lentz. It was her husband's dream before his death, and this afternoon, a local widow brought that dream to life. Navy Commander Patrick Dunn served aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt for 5 years before he was killed in the September 11th attack on the Pentagon. Well, before Dunn's untimely death, he said he wanted his children baptized on board the ship where he served his country. As WAVY News 10's Lowell Melser explains, today that wish came true for the Dunn family and the commander's family of fellow sailors.
One of the most important things about baptism is that it proclaims new life. New life.
He wanted this, and I wanted so much for him to be here in person, but he's here in my heart, and he's here in heaven. And
it was a promise she made to herself and her husband. Beautiful Alexandria Patricia Dunn was born March 15th, named for the D.C. area suburb where her parents met and for the father who died when a hijacked plane hit the Pentagon.
It's a bittersweet thing to have a child after your husband dies. It's one of the hardest things I ever have done, and I hope I never have to go through something as hard as that.
Alexandria Patricia, I baptize you in the name of the Father, in the name and of the Son.
So to ease some of that pain, the hardship, little Alexandria was baptized on the very ship her father Patrick served on for 5 years. This was his dream.
He loved the ship, and I think it's wonderful that we were able to come here and have this baptism.
One God. While the baptism doesn't make much of the pain go away, family members and friends say it serves as a completion of the circle of life.
It's sad, but I guess mostly I would say that it's happy. It's a beginning. It's an opportunity to move forward. I think all of us over the last year and a half have realized that we can't change what happened, and we have to move forward.
Stephanie isn't the only Pentagon widow to give birth since September 11th. There was another woman who gave birth to a son. The two mothers have met, and they joked around that their 2 kids would someday get married. In Norfolk, Lowell Melser, WAVY News 10.
Commander Patrick Dunn is buried at Arlington National Cemetery, where his widow Stephanie finally got to visit earlier this month. Well, some families of New York police officers and firefighters killed in the September 11th attacks are vacationing in Southern California this week, thanks to firefighters there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Have a pleasure. Thank you so much.
The families met their secret Santas at LAX yesterday. The LA firefighters raised enough money to treat 44 family members to a week-long, all expenses paid, and much-needed vacation. Some area hotels also donated rooms. The trip is repayment to the families who gave LA City and county firefighters room and board when they were in New York to help clean up after the attacks. On to the war on terror. Today was the second day of civil defense exercises in Kuwait. The weekend drills are to test the responses of emergency personnel in the Gulf, also to alert citizens to the consequences of a possible attack on Iraq. Among this weekend's drills, lessons in how to respond in the event of a missile or a chemical weapons attack. Tonight, there's not a decision to attack Iraq, but as WAVY News 10's been telling you all this weekend, U.S. military forces are busy gearing up. Battle groups are moving into position along with troops and supplies, all with a very public show of force. The carrier USS George Washington, now on high alert for service in the Persian Gulf, prepared to leave with just 96 hours notice. That means possibly within just 2 weeks, 4 carrier battle groups could be within striking distance of Iraq.
Obviously this time we're a little bit more on the balls of our feet. We prepared well for it. There's been a lot of meticulous detail coordination so that if we have to get underway, all supplies will be here, the men and women will have been recalled, and we're ready to go back and do what we were asked to do for our nation.
Troop and air power also on the move. F-15 fighters from North Carolina and Virginia. B-1, B-52 bombers.
I think that what is left is having already positioned great amounts of consumables and major end items, that's tanks and artillery pieces and all kinds of ammunition and food and fuel and everything else over there, that what is now left is the requirement from the ground force point of view to bring the troops over in a massive stream of commercial air to marry them with the equipment.
And a reminder of the reality of war. The hospital ship Comfort being deployed from its port in Baltimore. It's equipped with 1,000 beds, operating rooms, a pharmacy, and more than 1,200 medical personnel. This very public deployment could send a signal to Saddam Hussein the U.S. is ready to attack if it's necessary. Now, in response, an Iraqi military newspaper says whoever attacks Iraq will, quote, pay a very high price. Well, some troops in Reno are also gearing up to do their part in Operation Enduring Freedom. The crew of 15 from Detachment 1 of the 126th Medical Company will leave next month. Now, for some, it's a first deployment. For others, one that comes too soon, just after getting back from serving overseas.
I can't really say I'm looking forward to it, but there's always that part of you that wants to get out there and do it.
Clear on the right.
The group will fly medevac missions in Southwest Asia, rescuing injured troops in the field. Now, the deployment is scheduled to be 6 months long. That means one of the men will miss an important day, but all of the men realize just how important their mission is.
I have a little baby on the way in March, and I won't be here to see him born, but on the other hand, I have to go and do my job and protect the rest of the world and the United States for their families also. Give us the best wishes you can, and obviously we're going to try and do the best we can.
Now, the men have trained for years for this moment, and along with the sacrifices they must make now, all are proud to do their part in the fight against terror. The reserves are critical to any military operation, and while thousands have been called up since September 11th, thousands more around the country are expected to get orders next month. But as NBC's Carl Quintanilla explains, the military's gain comes as a major loss to civilian companies here at home.
There you go. For the Jones family this week,
This one will be from Santa, too.
plenty of Christmas gifts and questions. Will Steve be home a year from now? Or will the Navy Reserve call the 38-year-old Gulf War veteran up for duty?
You live kind of with your bags half-packed majority of the time, and you hope the phone call doesn't come, but you're ready for when it does.
Being called to active duty will change life, not only for Steve and his family, but for those he leaves behind. His friends, his coworkers, and his boss. They, too, will have to deal with his assignment in ways they never imagined. Reservists going active, an issue for half of all U.S. companies, including Dunkin' Donuts' corporate parent, where Steve works as a security guard. 5 of his co-workers are also in the reserves.
Good afternoon, ladies.
A quarter of the team, Almost too many for Mike Mershimer, Chief of Security.
If you have a real specialist group of individuals and you lose 25% of those folks and you can't get them trained to do that job within a couple weeks, you've got a lot of risk.
Reservists are now a big part of the downsized armed forces. 1.3 million in all, almost as big a force as the active military. By law, they get their jobs back when they return, but they can face months of forfeited salary, lost promotions, more grievances with frustrated employers.
We have had employers who have said, flat out, I'm not going to hire a guardsman or reservist because I can't rely on them being here if our country calls, so to speak.
Steve Jones and his boss will deal with his return to active duty, although the possibility of returning to desert warfare
Good job, pal. Good job.
still seems a world away.
Wheels are turning, not only around me, but in my head, that there's a good possibility that I will find myself in a foreign land again.
The sacrifice of leaving not one family, but two. Carl Quintanilla, NBC News, Randolph, Massachusetts.
Now, of course, with the impending threat of an attack on Iraq, this story is developing constantly. So you need to stay tuned to WAVY News 10, also our sister station, Fox 43 News at 10, for all of the latest developments in the war on terror and any late-breaking information on any unscheduled deployments.
As a parent, there is something in you that bonds you with those three children, and you will do anything to protect them. I mean, it's just your nature as a parent to protect your child.
And now with a possible attack on Iraq impending, these parents have plenty to worry about. All of their kids are overseas and could soon all be on the front lines. Their story still ahead. Also, his private plane went down on Christmas morning. This evening, the Cessna is out of North Carolina's waters, but the pilot is still missing. We've got the latest coming up.
Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jim Lawrence, and last night after the clouds cleared out, temperatures took off down. Notice the high temperatures, though, near the water there. Only 47 at Dam Neck, but 56 on the peninsula there at Mitchville. And at Surrey, a high today of 57. Is it going to warm up? Are these stories true? We'll find out in our Super Doppler 10 forecast in just a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 6 with Mindy Lentz, Super Doppler 10 meteorologist Jim Lawrence, and Chris Reckling with sports.
Show with Bigfoot finally coming to Norfolk. The Monster Truck Winter Nationals and Thrill Show inside the Scope Arena. The King of the Monsters battles Aftershock, Monster Enforcer, Big Crunch, Shockwave, and more. Plus extreme freestyle motorcycle jump-up, ATV four-wheel quad racing, Draco the Dragonator with Jaws of Steel. Friday and Saturday, January 3rd and 4th, Scope Arena. Kids tickets as low as $5. Advance tickets at the box office, Ticketmaster outlets, or by phone. Be there.
America's Best Green Gifford presents Choices, Choices, Choices. Consider our cars. Cars of all shapes and sizes. From the Gem, the global electric motor car, a new way of getting around the neighborhood, to the uncommon Nissan Altima, or the sophisticated Chrysler 300M. Drive away from Green Gifford with style in a Sebring convertible. Green Gifford has the car to meet your needs. It's your choice. Make it America's Best. Green Gifford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Gem, Nissan. At 2 locations near the airport, Norfolk.
See the whole story as it happens with the first Fast Original Chopper 10. No one gets you closer.
Shake up the holidays and unwrap something special from Chevy. Now you can get 0% APR financing for 5 years on 2003 Chevy SUVs. Or get $2,000 cash back on every 2003 Chevy SUV. Make your money count. See your local Chevy dealer today.
During the Suzuki year-end clearance, get 0 down, 0% financing for 5 years. And now, for a limited time, you'll also get $1,000 customer cash for the best price all year on the hot new Aereo, the XL7 SUV, and every '02 model. Every Suzuki also comes with America's Best warranty, making Suzuki America's Best value. Hurry in before the Suzuki year-end clearance is over.
See your Tidewater Suzuki dealer today.
You want me to hear your confession?
Not today. It's everything we promise and more. Kingpin, NBC February.
Portsmouth police are trying to solve a mystery this evening, how a 60-year-old man died. The body was found on Victory Boulevard behind Franklin Auto Sales. The discovery came just as police were taking a missing persons report on the same man. He's been identified as John Sykes of Bunch Boulevard. Now, Sykes had been missing since yesterday morning. Tonight, the medical examiner's office is trying to figure out how he died. Also tonight, the private plane that went down off the coast of North Carolina Christmas morning has been recovered, but the pilot is still unaccounted for. The Cessna 208 went down in the Croatan Sound Wednesday. Divers did use airbags to raise the plane, then towed it to shore. The pilot, John Belney of Kill Devil Hills, still hasn't been found. He was delivering packages in his plane for UPS when he went down. It was raining in Manteo, and at the time, also visibility was very poor. The exact cause of the crash is still being investigated. And it's a mystery 140 years in the making, and tonight it's almost solved. Experts are finding out more information about the last moments of the USS Monitor's crew. The ship sank off the coast of Cape Hatteras on New Year's Eve in 1862. Now, the Monitor's crown jewel, the turret, was raised in August. The warship sank during a storm, and now experts say sailors must have known they couldn't save the Union ironclad, so they tried to save meaningful possessions. That may be how 30 pieces of silver and nickel-plated dinnerware ended up in the turret. After the 120-ton artifact was recovered, it was taken to the Mariners Museum in Newport News. Wet winter weather dousing hopes of hitting the slopes this holiday week, and we'll tell you where after the break.
For just 99 cents, Hardee's Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit will make a morning person out of you.
Sometimes the weather can be a life or death situation. No other local news station has the power to protect you like we do.
Our nation's Homeland Security has chosen Super Doppler 10's exclusive network of weather stations to help defend Hampton Roads. Live data on wind speed and direction will help our forces make crucial decisions in the event of a terrorist attack. They rely on the Super Doppler 10 weather net. So can you.
You want the lowest prices of the year?
Hall says yes.
During Hall Auto World's biggest ever year-end sale down.
Hall says yes.
To no down payment.
Yes.
To 0% financing.
With up to $9,000 in savings.
Yes. 100% of qualified buyers will be approved. Choose from over 1,000 of America's most popular vehicles. Every new, used, and Hall Value certified vehicle.
Every vehicle discounted.
You'll save thousands. The year-end sale down clearance ends December 31st. So hurry. Sale on now at every Hall location.
One click is all it takes for instant weather on your desktop. The WAVY TV Weather Bug, providing the latest weather conditions customized for your neighborhood. With one click of the mouse, live weather information, Super Doppler 10 radar, your 5-day forecast, and more. Simply log on to wavy.com and download your Super Doppler 10 Weather Bug today. Brought to you by your Hampton Roads Jeep and Chrysler dealers and by Charles Barker Lexus. How pilot John Massey keeps you informed.
From Chopper 10, we can show you exactly what you want to see. From 1,000 feet and a mile away, we can read a license plate on a car that's moving down the highway. Most people are looking to see if they're going to encounter any problems or any major delays. Flying in Chopper 10, we're able to give our viewers more of a perspective of exactly what's causing the backup. I'll suggest to them what alternates they can take so that they're able to get to work on time.
John Massey and Chopper 10. No one gets you closer.
This busy season, Hardee's Fresh Fried Chicken is the holiday helper you've been wishing for. Right now, get 12 pieces of tender and juicy fried chicken, plus 6 made-from-scratch biscuits for one low price. It's just $9.99, and it's only at Hardee's.
Get to your local GMC dealer for the professional grade advantage and get incredible year-end offers on Sonoma and Sierra, the most powerful line of pickups in the world. Now with $3,000 total cash back. With engineering to exceed your expectations and a great offer to match, the advantage is yours. Get used to it. We are professional grade. Now during the professional grade advantage, get $3,000 total cash back on the 2003 Sonoma and the redesigned 2003 Sierra. See your Hampton Roads, Carolina GMC dealers before January 2nd.
People heading to the Sierra Nevada mountains aren't worrying about snow on the roads. Nope, they're more concerned about rain and the fact that it could dampen their hopes of hitting the slopes.
We're hoping we're going to get a clear week this week for Christmas. It deters some of the people to come up in this poor weather, so that's a little bit disappointing.
Not all hope is gone for the holiday week, though. Back-to-back storms have the National Weather Service calling up for a foot of snow in the region, so people are bracing for another round of strong winds and heavy snowfall.
Giving you a forecast that's easy to understand. Here's meteorologist Jim Lawrence with your Super Doppler 10 weather.
What is this? I understand that we could be dealing with some of this rain, but with much warmer temperatures, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I mean, really, really warm. You know, looking at that snow a while ago, I'll say this about snow. I would rather go to it than have it come to me.
Right
you know
on.
What I mean?
Right on, Jimmy.
At least the consensus is it's kind of split about that. All right, let's have a look at the weather net. And temperatures are starting to tumble after that high today in Chesapeake of 49. Notice right now we have 41 and hardly any wind at all. Looks as though the temperatures could give us another round of cold overnight. Let's look at the current conditions right now. And partly cloudy, Newport News 41, Norfolk temperature 43. It's 47 in Virginia Beach, the low 34, and the high today was 47. All right, quick look here at our Super Doppler 10 radar. No rain, but as Mindy mentioned in our forecast, you're doing the forecast now. Very good. And rain on Wednesday. I got to tell you, it looks like it is going to be a washout, as we say in the weather biz. All right, let's take a look here at Tower Cam 10. And as we kind of ease through the season here, it's always kind of fun to watch here right along twilight and dark as the lights come on in the city. Downtown Portsmouth here. And you see downtown Norfolk lighting up. There's the water side about there. And also you can see all of the boat traffic. Well, we were going to go with partly cloudy skies overnight. You see the clouds say, hey, you better go with partly cloudy. But as was the case last night, we had intervals of clouds overnight. And once the clouds cleared out, boy, those temperatures tumbled. The overnight low last night, say about 34 degrees. Some of the outlying areas, they were in the upper 20s. And it's pretty much going to be a repeat of that. These clouds don't amount to a whole lot. They come in sort of intervals and they stay. But as soon as the clouds clear out, there's no insulation to hold the temperatures up, so the temperatures crash between intervals. So tonight, pretty much the same story as last night, but you hear us talk so much about a ridge of high pressure. Well, here is one in the central part of the country. You can see it right here, and this is where there is and has been a lot of warm air, and that's going to give us a big warm up tomorrow. The trough that is right through here is finally lifting out, so that's going to take the cold weather. So we're going to see a slow warm up in the next couple of days. Tomorrow won't be a big deal, but on Tuesday, those temperatures are going to take off into the upper 60s, close to record territory, and the same on Wednesday. Right now, our temperatures, you can see where the warm air is out here in the central part of the country, 70s down here by Texas. In our area right now, upper 30s and around 40. So here's the cold air in place, and there is warm air to the south, and as warm air starts to build our way, it looks like it's going to be sometime, say, midday Monday, as this warm front really gets on the move, say by Monday night. That's going to bring the temperatures up, but also notice the storm that is approaching here from the southwest. It looks as though this storm is going to move up here, say, toward the Appalachians, and it's not out of the question on Wednesday that we could see, especially in North Carolina, coastal North Carolina, maybe a few thunderstorms, areas like Virginia Beach, maybe the eastern shore as well. So 34 at Gatesville, 36 at Grandy, 35 at Hampton, 31 at Whaleyville. I'm thinking maybe about 36 here in Southside Hampton Roads, 31 up at Onancock, 34 at Lively. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny, 58 Elizabeth City, partly to mostly sunny, about 51 Virginia Beach. Again, the same deal. The further inland you go, temps will warm, 48 at Cape Charles. Here's our 3-day forecast, and we take vacations. In fact, I'm ready for another vacation. But the question is, can cold weather take a vacation? And it seems, looking at our 3-day forecast, indeed it seems to be. Here we go with the 7-day, and it looks like cold weather will be on vacation at least until, say, maybe about Friday. But then it's going to come storming in just in time for the weekend.
Just in time for the weekend.
But we'll see mostly sunny skies, Mindy.
All right, so it's a little trade-off. So when it's warm, it's raining, and when it cools back down, you get the sun.
I think you've got it.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Straight ahead in sports, Riverfront Stadium comes crashing down, and the Redskins get another shot at the dreaded Dallas Cowboys. The Rec has those highlights next in sports.
The latest consumer news with recalls and tips on how to get the best deals, plus how to protect your privacy and your credit rating. Every hour, every day, only on WAVY.com. How Chopper 10 sees through the darkness.
We have the infrared camera system on board. It picks up heat sources. That actually comes in very handy for searches. We've been asked by state police out of North Carolina to come down and assist in a search for a child that was lost. The child was found the next morning. It's very gratifying to help the public when they need help.
John Massey and the first, best, original Chopper 10. No one gets you closer.
Original, authentic,
powerful. Now, the next big thing from Nissan, our national year-end event. 0.9 financing and up to $1,000 cash back on select new Nissans. So, what's next? Just the end date. 0.9 and up to $1,000 cash back ends January 6th.
For 5 years, Langley Federal Credit Union has partnered with WAVY TV in an effort to enrich Hampton Roads.
LFCU prides itself on service to our members as well as our community. Our partnership with WAVY TV allows us to reach out to the entire population through projects that support families in need and salute individuals for their achievements.
We accomplish far more together than we do alone, and that's why WAVY TV
and Langley Federal are proud to be partners on your side.
Sometimes the weather can be a life or death situation. No other local news station has the power to protect you like we do.
Our nation's Homeland Security has chosen Super Doppler 10's exclusive network of weather stations to help defend Hampton Roads. Live data on wind speed and direction will help our forces make crucial decisions in the event of a terrorist attack. They rely on the Super Doppler 10 weather net. So can you.
Think you're a real sports fan? Then you owe it to yourself to check out Race World. We have the area's largest selection of collectibles for NASCAR, NHRA, NFL, NCAA, MLB, NHL, NBA, and autographed items. If you want it, we've got it. If not, we'll get it. So stop by Race World, 1574 Holland Road in Suffolk, or the new Race World Sports Collectibles, 5314 Kemps River Drive in Virginia Beach, or visit us online at raceworld.com. Race World, setting the pace in the collectibles race.
Well, so many good stories surrounding today's matchup between the Redskins and the Cowboys. Where do we begin? First off, the basic stuff. You know it's one of the NFL's best rivalries. You know neither team is going to the playoffs, and you probably know the Cowboys have won 10 straight. So today's best storylines were personal, starting with longtime Redskins cornerback Darrell Green. After 20 great years in the league, this would be Green's last game. Prior to the start, he was inducted into the Redskins Ring of Honor. And how about longtime Cowboy great Emmitt Smith? This may have been his last game as a Cowboy. As for his coach, Dave Campo, strong rumors have him being fired soon after the game. Now to the game itself, a pride game, second quarter, no score. Ronaldo Wynn flattens Cowboy quarterback Chad Hutchinson. The ball's loose, picked up by LeVar Arrington. 4 plays later, the Redskins cash in. Kenny Watson right up the gut, his first score of the season, 7-0 Redskins. Still second quarter, class move by Coach Steve Spurrier. Get Darrell Green the ball on the punt return. Green almost broke the reverse, instead a long return, resulting in no points. Just before the half, Redskins driving. Patrick Ramsey lets one sail right into the hands of rookie Roy Williams. Remember, he returned to score against the Skins for a touchdown Thanksgiving Day. He did it again today, this time from 85 yards out, 7-all at the half. Second half play of the game, turned in by local boy Bruce Smith. Watch him at the top of the screen, untouched, and pow! Smith drills Hutchinson. The ball's loose, and Arrington falls on it for the touchdown. Great play by Bruce Smith. He's another player whose future is in doubt. He only needs 3 more sacks to tie all-time sack leader Reggie White, but he may not be back with the Redskins next season. 6 sacks today by the Redskins defense. The Redskins turned the ball over 5 times, but still managed to send Darrell Green out a winner and snap a 10-game losing streak with today's 20-14 win. Washington ends the season 7-9. Here's an emotional Darrell Green.
This meant everything to me. We haven't beat these guys in a long time, and so I told the guys, I said, man, that's the only way, and one way I can go out, and that's winning. And so I'm very proud of the team.
You said you were going to enjoy every moment. Did you pregame, postgame, everything?
Absolutely. I want to thank Mr. Snyder and all the organization, the fans that gave me a great day. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything greater.
One of the truly good guys in sports, Darrell Green, calling it quits after 20 years. 32 years of history were reduced to rubble Sunday morning when Synergy Field was imploded. Synergy Field, also known as Riverfront Stadium, was built in 1970 for the Cincinnati Reds baseball team and the NFL Bengals. The football team moved on to a new field in 2000. In the spring, the Reds will move to a new stadium named Great American Ballpark. The new stadium is being built right next door to where Synergy Field used to be. In fact, it is so close that a protective fabric was hung around the $280 million park so that it wouldn't be damaged when Synergy Field crumbled, and look at it go like a deck of cards. We'll have more football coming up. We'll have the latest on the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints, but what a sight when Synergy Field goes down. Thousands of fans got up this morning to see it go, and lots of memories at Synergy Field.
Most definitely. All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Chris. Okay. Here's what's still ahead tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6. 'Tis the season for celebration, but if you plan to hit the bottle this week, will you also hit the road? A little later, a sobriety test you give yourself that claim to let you know if you're over the limit. Okay, does it work? We'll take a look.
I believe in my kids. I believe in my God. I believe in a happy ending. And, you know, if it's not, then we'll deal with that when the time comes.
The military family here is worried about the war on terror and the impending attack on Iraq, but these parents feel the threat 3 times over. A little later, meet a Cincinnati couple who's stuck in a real-life Saving Private Ryan.
Chrysler invites you to preview our holiday collection, featuring our best-selling collection of minivans, now with a special holiday bonus. Now, choose one of 3 Sony personal entertainment packages when you buy any new Town & Country minivan. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months on select minivans. Or choose cash allowances up to $3,500. But hurry, this invitation ends January 2nd, so see your Chrysler dealer today.
On the next Entertainment Tonight, Justin Timberlake's sexy photo shoot. We're behind the scenes as he sheds his shirt for Rolling Stone. And what he says about Britney now. Then how the Friends stars spent their Christmas. Plus Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's second wedding. From the flowers to who's going to perform. And is this a Grease sequel? The surprising answer on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Monday at 7 on WAVY TV 10.
Happiness lies in your own hand. It took me much too long to understand how it could be until you shared your secret with me. My baby's got a secret. My baby's got a secret.
Super Doppler 10 First Alert. Our technology keeps you safe. You're watching WAVY News 10 at 6 with Mindy Lentz, Super Doppler 10 meteorologist Jim Lawrence, and Chris Reckling with sports.
You know, it's still hard to hear the stories of loved ones left behind after the September 11th attacks. But today in Norfolk, the family of one sailor killed at the Pentagon made his dying wish a reality. Navy Commander Patrick Dunn served 5 years on the USS Theodore Roosevelt before he died in the attack on the Pentagon. It was Dunn's dying wish his kids be baptized on board the TR. Today, that wish came true. Alexandria Patricia Dunn, named for the D.C. suburb that her parents met in, was born last March. And today, in a bittersweet ceremony, the little girl, who will never know her father, was baptized on board in front of the family that Dunn left behind and the family of sailors he served with.
He loved the ship, and I think it's wonderful that we were able to come here and have this baptism.
He wanted this, and I wanted so much for him to be here in person, but he's here in my heart, and he's here in heaven, and like I said, he's looking down.
The Dunn family says today's service was difficult, but it will help them move forward. Commander Dunn is buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Tonight, Iraq continues to deny having any weapons of mass destruction, while Saddam Hussein continues to plot his strategy with his advisors. The Iraqi president met with his cabinet today as UN inspectors continue their work in the country. While Hussein denies having arms for mass destruction, so far the country has complied with Security Council requirements. The UN has given him until the end of January to disclose Iraq's weapons capabilities. Hussein is still trying to gain support, though, from his neighboring countries, saying a U.S. attack would become a regional conflict. Now, meanwhile, U.S. military members here at home and overseas are on alert, waiting for a word that they're headed to war. As WAVY News 10's been telling you all weekend, thousands of local sailors, Marines, and airmen are being told to be ready to leave with just 96 hours notice. National Guardsmen in Virginia and other states, as well as Army soldiers and reservists, are also on alert. That's all just in case the president orders them to prepare for an attack on Iraq. As many of us know here in Hampton Roads, it's not easy having a member of your family serving in the military right now. From unscheduled deployments to covert missions, a lot of families are worried about their loved ones. For a Cincinnati family, that worry is for all 3 children. As Greg Kelly explains, the brothers and 2 sisters are overseas, and all could soon see the front lines.
In the Kuwaiti desert, just a few miles from the Iraqi border, 22-year-old Will Stown focuses on his training, preparing for war.
The training out here has been so intense, stuff flying by it. So it's been real intense.
It's a live fire exercise, real ammunition, real danger. And soon, Stown may be joined by 2 people very close to him, his sisters, 24-year-old Lieutenant Rosemary Sutton and 19-year-old Private First Class Peggy Stown.
We're very proud of our children. You can honestly tell people that you are proud of all 3. That's got to make you feel good inside.
About 7,000 miles away in Cincinnati, Ohio, the parents, William and Mary Stown, say they knew their son was going to serve in the military.
From day one, he was the one that was always playing soldier. You know, he'd go out under the bushes and hide, and everybody that came past on the sidewalk was pow, 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 pow.
But then the unexpected. Their 2 daughters also joined the Army. Now all 3 of the Stown's children serve their country, and all 3 could end up on the front lines.
As a parent, there is something in you that bonds you with those 3 children, and you will do anything to protect them. I mean, it's just your nature as a parent to protect your child.
The parents say they are not worried. One daughter graduated from West Point, the other a trained military police officer.
Knowing that they're responsible and dedicated to what they're doing, knowing they're well prepared, I accept what they've chosen.
The Stowns realize the possibility of losing their children, but have confidence and faith.
I believe in my kids, I believe in my God, I believe in a happy ending. And, you know, if it's not, then we'll deal with that when the time comes.
Tell Grandpa I got his newsletter, all right? So he doesn't worry about it.
Back in the sands of Kuwait, their son enjoys making a surprise phone call back home to his parents.
I tell him he needs to find a better picture of me next time.
We get support from our faith, our community, our church group. People, you know, showing concern, commenting on concern, offering to keep our children in their prayers.
Now, since September 11th, security here at home has been top priority, but some are concerned about safety with New Year's Eve celebrations just days away. Experts say that Americans now have a more realistic grasp on security issues and are aware in high-risk situations that they cannot just rely on the government to keep them safe.
Today, you know, we are a bit smarter. We're a bit smarter from an intelligence standpoint. It doesn't mean that we're able to put our arms around everything. I think we're also smarter from a population standpoint, where people are accepting more the fact that there's some personal risk in going to large events like a New Year's celebration or like a large sporting event. So there's some acceptance on our own behalf of the fact that there's an inherent risk, and the government can't be there all the time.
In New York City, as expected, security will be tight for New Year's festivities. The FAA has actually banned all flights over the Statue of Liberty in Midtown Manhattan New Year's Eve. Extra security measures are also planned in other parts of the country. And with New Year's Eve fast approaching, many Americans are worried about more than an attack on U.S. soil. They're scared about celebrating solo and still being single in the coming year. The lowdown on loneliness and love, straight ahead.
Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Jim Lawrence here, and we've got temperatures that are starting to fall. Notice that we've got 37 already at Cox High School, 38 at Churchland High School after high temperatures. It looks as though even comparing it to last night, temperatures may go lower. We'll talk more about that in our Super Doppler 10 forecast coming up.
New Year's Day at the North Carolina Company. You pay nothing for fine furniture till 2005. The first and only day of the year, you save up to 65% off list on the most respected names in furniture, Oriental rugs and mattresses. Then you pay no interest till 2005. Then comes the best part. You make no payments at all till 2005. This offer will not be extended or repeated. It's one day only. New Year's Day, 10 to 9 at the North Carolina Company.
The ball is dropping, and so are the prices at Star Motors. So get yourself into a Star Select used vehicle or a brand new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Dodge truck before the end of the year. We want these vehicles off our lot and in your driveway. So come in, name your price, and we'll work out a deal for you. 5, 4, 3, 2. Once the ball drops on New Year's Eve, it'll be too late. So come see us today and start 2003 in style with a vehicle from Star Motors.
Trust the Super Doppler 10 weather team. Our experience keeps you safe.
Believe me, I know this place like the back of my hand.
The Saturn Vue comes standard with four-wheel independent suspension.
This is it. You're gonna love
Split
it.
folding rear seats for more cargo space.
Excuse me. Check it out. Cannonball!
And dent-resistant side panels.
I'm cool.
The Saturn Vue. Get in, get away. Get a 2003 Saturn Vue at 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 monthly payments for 90 days. See retailer for restrictions.
Everyone looking to save money this year on furniture, carpet, and mattresses will be at one place this New Year's Day.
The greatest 13 hours ever at Haynes.
9 a.m. New Year's Day will take every piece in this incredible store and cut the price by up to 60%.
That's on everything.
And then you pay nothing till 2004.
No money down, no interest, not a single payment till 2004.
Starbucks coffee and fresh baked cookies for everyone.
And up to 60% off everything.
Our greatest 13 hours New Year's Day
At Haynes.
Had your eye on a new Cadillac? Get into one of our season's best. Cadillac. Break through.
Get 0% APR on all 2002 and 2003 Cadillac models at your Hampton Roads Cadillac dealer.
You know, with New Year's Eve just 2 days away, many singles say being without a date that night is actually worse than going solo any other day of the year. But a new online study shows that many singles are still optimistic about finding love in 2003. A new Match.com survey finds that many single people will be making New Year's resolutions involving love and romance. 18% say they want to lose weight. 18% also say they want to fall in love. About 14% say they will be better with their money. 13% say they'll go on more dates. And comparing the coming new year to this year, more single women, 82%, than men, 74%, think this will be a better year for romance. Now, specifically looking at New Year's Eve, the survey shows that 82% of men plan to pick up the tab that night. Only 3% of women say the same. Match.com, the online dating service that did the survey, has 4 million members and more than 653,000 paid subscribers. That's a lot of single people. Something else frightening, though, for New Year's Eve. Despite warnings, a lot of partygoers will get behind the wheel after hitting the bottle. Well, now there's a new product that claims it can tell when you're over the legal limit, so you can designate someone to drive rather than endangering your life and the lives of others. Carrie Guggen gives the 99-cent alcohol test a run for its money.
It says it'll give you an estimate of your blood alcohol level. It's called Guardian Angel. The cost? 99 cents. All you do is put a test strip in your mouth for results. We wanted to see if it worked, so we asked 4 Fox 4 employees to drink a variety of alcohol. The purpose of our test is not to get drunk.
Drink until you believe that you've had enough to where you can still safely operate a vehicle.
And none of the testers will be driving drunk. To confirm results, Shannon Trevino, a Lenexa Police Department DUI officer, sets up a breathalyzer used at checkpoints. Then our test begins. The Guardian Angel test is divided into 3 ranges: lower, higher, and highest. Highest would indicate that you are at .08 or above, which would automatically result in a DUI arrest, or you're just at high risk for a crash. Charlotte is the first to say she's had enough.
I could drive home, but I might be at higher risk.
She's right. The strip color indicator shows she's in the middle, higher risk. And the breathalyzer reads...
Keep blowing, keep blowing. Okay.
.02. Charlotte is way below the legal limit of .08. Now, Markle.
I'm fine.
Markle's test strip shows higher risk.
Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. On the Guardian Angel package, it shows pink is .04 or greater. So he was slightly under that.
Next up, Julie. Her strip is higher than the others.
I am surprised that it's between higher and highest, just because I still feel like I can drink, but I think according to this, it'd be smarter if I didn't.
And her level?
Make a seal with your lips and blow into that until I tell you to stop. Keep blowing, 103, which means you're over the legal limit.
Now, Matt.
It looks like it's in between the highest and the higher.
What does the machine read? 0.06, below the legal level of 0.08. So, do our testers think it's worth 99 cents?
Yes, I would buy it.
No, I wouldn't buy it.
No, I would not buy it.
No, I wouldn't buy it.
And what does our expert think?
It's not exactly accurate with the intoxilizer, but the point's being made.
And if using this product does that, then it could be worth trying.
Here's a live look at Tower Cam 10. We'll be right back with a look at your forecast. Stay with us.
Can you imagine a world where breast cancer is always curable? I can.
Don Klimkowitz, President, Cavalier Ford, Chesapeake.
Your contributions to breast cancer research will someday give someone the gift of life. Just imagine playing a part in the saving of someone's life. Together, our support of breast cancer research will eventually save many, many lives. From our Cavalier family to your family, thank you.
An important announcement for 42 million Americans with no health insurance or with high out-of-pocket expenses. Effective...
The WAVY TV Weather Book, providing the latest weather conditions customized for your neighborhood. With one click of the mouse, live weather information, Super Doppler 10 radar, your 5-day forecast, and more. Simply log on to WAVY.com and download your Super Doppler 10 Weather Bug today. Brought to you by your Hampton Roads Jeep and Chrysler dealers and by Charles Barker Lexus.
You want the lowest prices of the year?
Hall says yes.
During Hall Auto World's biggest ever year-end sale down.
Hall says yes.
To no down payment.
Yes.
To 0% financing. With up to $9,000 in savings.
Yes.
100% of qualified buyers will be approved. Choose from over 1,000 of America's most popular vehicles. Every new, used, and Hall Value certified vehicle. Every vehicle discounted. You'll save thousands. The year-end sale down clearance ends December 31st. So hurry. Sale on now at every Hall location.
Speed. It's how Chopper 10 keeps you informed.
We can be airborne in 5 minutes.
So you can see the whole story as it happens. The first, best, original Chopper 10. No one gets you closer. Your Hampton Roads Jeep and Chrysler dealers are proud to sponsor WAVY TV 10's Traffic Jam Cam. Super Doppler 10 tracks multiple storm cells right to your doorstep, so you know exactly what's coming your way. Super Doppler 10.
Oh, when those holiday shopping bills start coming in, you may be looking for some ways to save cash. Stephanie Harris is in the Fox 43 studio with some tips on cutting your tax bill. Stephanie, speak up. Let's hear what you have.
All right, Mindy. Tax season, as you know, is quickly approaching, and now is the time to start thinking of ways to get the best breaks in 2003. First on Fox tonight, ways to save for your child's college education, plus a warning for cheaters. This could be the year the IRS cracks down. Your best tax bets for the new year, tonight at 10.
All right, Jim, pay attention.
Don't look at me
No
like
cheating.
I was going to say, you know, talking about the holiday presents, we always start off by saying, all right, we're going to keep this a very conservative Christmas. You know, but it's the thought that counts by $10 to $20. Then we wind up like with $300 gifts. I say, how are we going to afford to pay all this? And I'm just as guilty as anybody.
Shame, shame.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the nice weather today. We're going to see a big warm-up in temperatures over the next couple of days. You're not going to believe it's December by the time Tuesday comes. Look at our temperature right now, 42 degrees. And I mean, that's nothing like it's going to be, say, coming up on Tuesday, where the temperature is 50 degrees. All right, look here at Tower Cam 10 to get you into the holiday spirit. We still have New Year's coming up, and we're taking a look here at the waterside and also downtown Norfolk and parts of downtown Portsmouth as well. Just a few clouds will move through the area tonight, but temperatures are already starting to drop. One thing with these clouds, if you have clouds, they have the tendency to hold temperatures up. It's hard to believe. You look up and you see these clouds up in the sky. How can they really impact the temperatures because they're so far away? Well, they act as an insulation blanket, and they allow the sun's heat that has been stored up on the ground in the daytime not to radiate out into space. But once the sky is clear, all bets are off, and whatever heat, little heat there is this time of year with only about 8 to 9 hours of daylight, it is gone. But you can see the flow coming in from the northwest. Still a trough here in the eastern part of the country, but all of that is going to start to change by late tomorrow as we have this very warm air mass of Pacific origin, El Nino powered, really, out here in the central part of the country. That's going to be moving eastward. That's going to do a number on our temperatures and bring us up to close to 70 degrees on Tuesday. And I wouldn't think that, say, by Wednesday we're going to be much cooler than that. We should see a high that day of about 65. And even on Thursday, temperatures don't really cool down all that much. We're going to have to wait to the weekend for the cold air. So right now, cold air where we are, but down here to the southwest is warm air, and slowly this stationary boundary is going to be a warm front, and by tomorrow it's going to be on the move, and by late tomorrow afternoon we kind of think that this thing is finally going to work its way through. Here we are, say, Monday night, and into Tuesday, the approach of a storm that's going to be coming out of Texas. That promises possibly on Wednesday to bring us some thunderstorms, say, right along the coastal areas, say, the Outer Banks, and also maybe Virginia Beach and the eastern shore. Let's take a look at our travel forecast. Those of you on the road here for New Year's or for the New Year's holiday, impending 50s in Roanoke tomorrow, 60s at Raleigh-Durham, partly sunny skies. Later on tonight, we'll have our national forecast for those of you flying out. So tonight, 34 at Gatesville, 36 at Grandy. We'll see about 35 at Hampton, 31 at Whaleyville, and then 34 up at Lively. Tomorrow, skies will be partly to mostly sunny, 58 Elizabeth City, 51 in Virginia Beach. Closer to the water, it will be cooler, 48 at Kilmarnock. Here's our 3-day forecast. The cold weather looks like it's going to take a break here for the next couple of days. Here we go with the 7-day forecast, 68 on Tuesday, about 66 on Wednesday. All eyes are on those 2 days, at least mine are, because I tell you this, I love warm weather. It seems like for some reason to me it's been a long winter, and I've had a lot of people say that. And I said, hey, winter's just started here about a week ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a second, it's only December. You cannot have a long winter when we're barely through with December.
We still have January, February, and March, and you know, one year we had snow on March 28th, so keep that in mind.
I remember the snow that we had at the beginning of this year. I don't remember if it was January or February, but I remember the winter storm 2002.
January.
So. Yeah, don't be done with the cold weather just yet. Yeah, keep your winter coats out.
Okay,
all right, thanks, Jim. Straight ahead in sports, a rough day for Newport News native Aaron Brooks and the New Orleans Saints, and find out if Michael Vick and the Falcons are headed to the playoffs. The Wreck has your answers up next in sports.
Shake up the holidays and unwrap something special from Chevy. Now you can get 0% APR financing for 5 years on 2003 Chevy SUVs. Or get $2,000 cash back on every 2003 Chevy SUV. Make your money count. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Attention, all Americans with no health insurance or with high deductibles. You are now guaranteed affordable health care through a new medical discount program, the People's Health Plan. This valuable program is not insurance, and it's revolutionizing the way Americans pay for their health care. With the People's Health Plan, you save up to 40% or more on doctor visits and up to 27% or more for hospital stays, with no referrals, no claim forms, and no pre-existing conditions. Use the People's Health Plan at over 350,000 doctors' offices and hospitals nationwide. For just $10.95 a month, it covers your whole household with no limits on use. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. All Americans have the right to affordable health care. Get it now with the new People's Health Plan Medical Discount Program.
Call 1-800-587-1818 for free information on the People's Health Plan. 1-800-587-1818.
It's your home, not his. Know your rights. Renters' rights. Wednesdays on WAVY News 10 at 5:30.
Just 2 hours left on this last day to shop. Reporting live on...
Tis the season to power shop. And if you do yours at the last minute, Dodge has the power to bring it all home. With 0% financing or up to $2,500 cash allowance on select models. Plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty that Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match. The Dodge Power Shopping Spree. Once you've been there, the whole neighborhood will know who's got the power.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's full line of SUVs. Like RAV4, get 0 APR financing on America's most fuel-efficient SUV. Save up to $1,000 more with an options package. Or lease Highlander for $279 a month for 39 months with $2,300 due in signing. Get air conditioning, a full-size spare, and more. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it. You're watching the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10 at 6.
Hey, the NFL is quickly running out of playoff spots, with many teams needing a miracle to get in. Local football fans would love to see Michael Vick and the Atlanta Falcons make the postseason. All they had to do today was beat Cleveland or hope the New Orleans Saints lost to Carolina. So we begin in Cleveland, and look at the moves by rookie William Green. He finds pay dirt from 21 yards out. Browns take an early 10-0 lead, 178 yards today for Green. But back come the Falcons. Michael Vick. Back to pass. Vick floats one over the top. Great catch by Quentin McCord. Let's watch it again in slow motion. One-handed, falling down. A few plays later, Vick would look to pass again, this time to Brian Finneran on the sideline. He takes it in. It's 10-7 Browns. Just before the half, Vick hits Algie Crumpler at the goal line. Officials say it hit the ground. Vick finished with 240 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Cleveland hangs on to beat Atlanta 24-16 despite the loss. The Falcons are in the playoffs because the New Orleans Saints did not get the job done against the Carolina Panthers. Second quarter, local guy Aaron Brooks gets picked off by Terry Cousin. First of 2 for Cousin. Still in the second, Brooks back to pass, lets it fly. This time it's tipped to Cousin. That brought out the Boo Birds. Fans aren't real happy with Brooks, only 140 yards passing today, 3 picks. The fans aren't happy with Coach Jim Haslett either. Just before the half, the turnover paid off for Carolina. Rodney Peete with a strike to Brad Hoover. 10-0 Cats at the half. Late in the game, the Saints had a shot for the win, but Aaron Brooks, buying some time, throws it, and it's picked off again. That sealed the victory for Carolina. It also ended the season for the Saints, who started the season off with 5 wins against top teams, only to lose 3 straight to sorry teams at the end. A rough ending for the Saints. Today's best game was in Foxborough. Ricky Williams and the Dolphins taking an early lead on the Patriots. 2 scores for Williams, 183 yards rushing. The Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead just before the half after this nice hookup between Jay Feely and James McKnight. The Patriots storm back, though. Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady, rolling right, finds Troy Brown, pats down by 5. They go for the 2-point conversion. Brady rolling and hitting Christian Fauria. A field goal ties the game. In overtime, Adam Vinatieri drills the game winner from 35 yards out. New England stuns Miami 27-24 in overtime to keep their playoff hopes alive. College basketball tonight, Norfolk State will play Richmond for the championship of the Spider Invitational. Here's how the Spartans got to tonight's game. Last night at Robins Center against VMI, Spartans trail by 2 with time running out. Around it goes to Derek Smith. He nails the 3-pointer. Spartans are now up by 1. Cadets have one last chance for the win. They work it down court. The pass to their main man, Jason Conley, makes a little room, throws up the prayer. It's off the rim, and that's the game. Look at the celebration by the Spartans. Norfolk State survives, gets their 3rd win of the season, 28 points, and the game winner for Derek Smith. Earlier in the broadcast, we told you that Darryl Green is leaving the Cowboys after a long tenure, and Mindy Lentz is also leaving Wavy and heading back home. Say it's not true.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to Texas and spend some time with family down there, but I do want to take a moment and thank you guys for making the weekend newscast your incredible team to be a part of, and the entire team at WAVY News 10. What a great company you guys work for.
You've been very professional.
My honor to be here with everybody.
We hate to see you go. It's been a lot of fun working with you the last couple of years. The good news is you're going to be down there in Texas where the warm weather is, so we're a little jealous about that.
Yeah, you can be a little jealous of that. All right, that's going to wrap things up for us at 6. We'll see you back here at 11. Good night.